In today's Urbandoned video, we explore the massive Tetrosyl works located in Bury that relocated several years ago, leaving the old factory behind. Deterioration and demolition is taking place, but there are still many interesting features to find as we wander through the empty grounds. Join us on a classic industrial explore as we discover what is left at the complex. Remember to click subscribe and press the notification bell to never miss a video. We recently reached 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we would like to say a huge thank you to everyone that has supported our work so far. Similarly to when we hit 10,000 subs, we are doing another giveaway on this video. Comment 20,000 to be in with a chance of winning some exclusive prints of our photographs. 3 winners will be chosen in our next video. Good luck! Late in the day, we were skulking around the large lake that opposes the factory, looking for a way inside. We had already seen workers at the front demolishing some small outbuildings, so we knew we weren't alone in the property. Tetrosyl is the biggest manufacturer and supplier of car care produce in Europe, as well as being the UK's largest independent oil blender. Despite being international today, the firm began in Rochdale and Bury and has since expanded. The back of the works was very quiet, with minimal overgrowth on the roads in between buildings. We could hear the sounds of construction passing through the vacant structures, like noises of the past when the factory was brimming with life. Within no time we found a simple entry to one of the older sections of the facility. With the more dated architecture, it was clear that this was probably one of the first buildings created and had been abandoned longer than all the rest. Caution signs were strung up, indicating that even when the rest of the site was in use, workers were not permitted to enter these parts due to the crumbling floors suffering from dry rot. From here we progressed into the main building, which would have contained most of the manufacturing equipment.
There's one single machine. I wonder if at one point this room was full of them. And that looks like the last bit of stock they made. All of it has big flammable labels as well.
In some of these cinematics you can hear the demolition occurring in the background, which is also why we were being fairly quiet as we explored.
Seems to be some sort of sandy material on the floor, and you can see the footprints of all the people that have been in this room, and it certainly just isn't us. Definitely not hard to notice that we've been in here now. And this looks like storage, machinery, maybe parts. They've scrapped quite a lot of it though. The shelves where the stuff would actually go have been removed, and all that's left is just the bare supports.
Machinery-wise, this hall was one of the best we came across. We have reason to believe this was more focused on the oil blending with the rows of tanks and piping. With the aroma coming from the room, it seemed that some of the produce had spilled through the decay of its canisters.
It's one of the things that you can't pick up on camera, but it really doesn't smell nice in this warehouse room. I feel like I've smelt the smell before, but I can't work out what it is.
"80 staff moved from Bury to Rochdale as the Tetrosyl plant closed around 2014. The reason for the relocation was to improve the headquarters, as the company wanted to sell this site and use the funds for the new building. As it seems, the plan worked perfectly, as this factory already had planning permission before it had fully closed for residential development in the area. The only failure of the move is that the new factory will lose the character and old design that this one boasted."
Oh, this is nice. They look like paint mixers. They've got the little whisks going into them. It's quite a nice setup.
We aren't too sure what these machines were. They seem to have a roll of stickers on them, so perhaps this would have been towards the final stages of packaging before exporting the completed products. Remember, if you have any information on a building we cover, we welcome all comments below, as we like to learn more about the places we visit.
I'd go as far as to assume that these weren't the full machines and something would connect to the bits that look like they've been disconnected from something. But it's still quite cool to see. Some old weighing scales, covered in dust. This bit looks more stripped.
This region of the factory became less machinery and more storage. It also featured the canteen for the workers, laboratories and first aid.
Some models of the machinery as well. Oh wow. Doubt there's power in this place, but the batteries in that clock haven't drained too much yet. Still ticking. Oh, this looks promising. This is not access to the lab. Oh, someone's broke the door, so I'm going to use it to access the lab. Not much left, but some bits, some flasks, that hymen there, which looks like it's not even been used, not even been opened. Used within 2 years of opening. I wonder if it's past that date. This has not been used. Got a ton of stuff in there.
We had covered the main points of the largest building, but there was still much more to see. As we were moving through the complex, we were getting closer and closer to the demolition works. We were becoming more wary, especially when outside and on the roads with no cover. With the coast clear, we crossed over and headed for the technical centre. This tall building would have had offices and various boardrooms inside for investors that would visit the site. It seemed we were a bit too late as asbestos removal was going on each floor except for the top one.
Reminds me an awful lot like the offices at the paper mill we went to. I'll link the video in the description, but these ones have hardly anything in whilst those ones were untouched. This window has been annihilated. I wonder why. Oh. It's fully stocked. This is their produce. Maybe for like a display if some investors came to visit the main offices.
Many Tetrosyl products were on show as if the company wanted to impress whoever entered these spaces. The final feature we were yet to see was more laboratories, but unlike the others we had found which held little value inside, these were the total opposite.
Holy shit. Oh my god. It's full of stuff in here. It's a weird building. It's like a little caravan, but for some reason they had the laboratories in here and they've been left totally untouched.
This tiny space was awesome to see because of the equipment left behind. Every cupboard was full of capsules and jars, each made by Tetrosyl. They were probably testing new mixtures for oil or other liquids that can help cars. It's strange how this was all neglected whilst most of the property was stripped. Clearly the toxicity was prominent in the lab, so we didn't spend too much time in here and left just as it was getting dark. The fate of the works has already been decided, and in the upcoming months after we explored the site, demolition and stripping progressed. In some ways it's sad to see a historic facility that's already been forgotten, but in other ways this is just a new chapter for the company, as they part ways in the hopes of improving their local work for good. Be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and remember to subscribe. Here are some of our photographs taken at the factory. If you like the look of them, feel free to check out our Instagram page below where we post images from our explores months before they are seen on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Remember to comment 20,000 to enter the giveaway. We are going on our longest exploring trip to date next week, so follow us on Instagram to see what we get up to on our stories. See you next time.